In this video, I'm going to show you 3 secrets to hacking your vibration so that you don't fall back into the old patterns. These things are things that changed my life and I've seen work with many other people. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you those 3 secret vibrational hacks so that you don't fall back into the old vibration. And I understand as well that there is such an autopilot mind of the old way that we were. You know, when we talk about our vibration is how we think, how we feel, how we act. Now, there's a vibration of the old version of us. Maybe it's even the version of us right now, and we're identified and say, no, I don't want to, we say, no, I don't want to keep living that life over the way I've been living. Maybe, you know, I lived my old life, I worked a 9-to-5 job I didn't enjoy, I felt unworthy, I had a story that I couldn't focus, that I had trouble with that. There's certain things that were on autopilot, and it was in that reality. But what I identified is I said, okay, this is not what I want to experience. So what I did is I identified the version of me. I had a vision for the version of me that was living the kind of lifestyle that I would love, which now includes, you know, making videos on YouTube, traveling the world, doing what I love. And I identified that vibration. And what I did is I just simply decided that's who I am now. That's who I am now. Meditation, by the way, was a huge part of that, because meditation allows you to live the internal reality first before it's on the external. Because remember, all that's on the external anyways is a reflection of the internal. So if you change your inner vibration, you then change your outer reality. So what I was doing though is identified the old way I was being, and even though I was trying to be this new version of me, the version of me that could focus, the version of me that was feeling worthy, the version of me that was making videos, even when I was trying to be that, there'd be a tendency to fall back into the old way of being. And understand that the reason that is because this is just on autopilot. This has just been comfortable for so long. So the key is understanding and recognizing when you do fall back. When you fall back, I'll tell you right now as well, awareness is one of the most powerful things, because when you become aware of it, you can then say, wait, I'm falling back. Do I want to experience and keep this story going? And many times as well, it's a story. It's a story that we tell ourselves. We say, oh, this is hard to change. It's hard for me to do this. I posted something on Instagram yesterday, and it was on how our beliefs create our reality and how to change our beliefs. And in that post, I explained step by step how to do it. And some people were like, "Oh, it seems so simple. I don't think it can be that simple." But see, that's a belief that it can't be simple. We have a belief that things have to be complicated and that transformation has to take a lot of work. But what if you realized that every moment is a completely new moment? Every moment's a new moment. Every moment's a new moment. Every moment's a new moment. So what story are we telling ourselves? What story are we telling ourselves? What story are we telling ourselves? You see, because if we say, oh, this is hard, then that is a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if we can just know that there's a version of us that's living this way, and there's a version of us living this way, what we can do is just be this version now by deciding it's who I am, not identifying so much with our past. Now, once again, it'll come up, oh, it can't be that easy. Can't be that easy. That's a belief. And when you acknowledge the belief that you have around transformation itself, when you realize your beliefs about reality itself, if you believe that reality is fixed, that reality is heavy, then it's harder to change because it's so heavy and hard. But when you start to realize that what quantum physics is showing us is that every probable reality already exists, and that every moment's a new moment, you can then tell yourself a new story. You can let it be easy. You know, and if you want a proof of this, there is scientific studies that have studied people with what are called multiple personality disorder. Multiple personality disorder. Let's say one person has many different personalities. They'll shift from one personality, let's say it's Carl, and then the next personality, let's say it's Bob. Maybe Carl doesn't have, maybe Carl has some type of sickness. Maybe Carl has like cancer or something like that, some type of disease. Maybe certain thought patterns that have caused that. And you could literally measure his body or have some type of test done, and you could see, oh yeah, he's got this type of disease or this type of cancer. And 5 minutes later, it'll go from Carl to Bob. And when he goes over to Bob, guess what? When he shifts into the personality of Bob, what they have recognized is that then the disease, the cancer, you could test that Bob personality and they don't have the cancer or the disease. Same body, but different personalities, different way they think, feel, and act about themselves, different level of identity. That happens in an instant. They've studied this many times. So knowing that, it can happen in an instant. So if that can happen in an instant, then don't you think we can let go of some old story that doesn't serve us? You see, this is possible for you. This is possible. Now, when it comes to our vibration, the first one I want to talk about here is understanding that this vibrational hack is one that you're going to have to eventually get clear with yourself in order to develop the momentum you want, and that is boundaries. Boundaries. Having boundaries with other people, having boundaries with your vision. When you say no to something, you say yes to something else. So for example, when I started living in the reality of me being a full-time YouTuber, even when I had that 9-to-5 job I didn't care about, I was going to work every day, working. I could have looked around and be like, oh yeah, well I'm still in this old job that I don't care about. But when I go home every day, I would film videos, I would edit videos, I would post videos, and I'd have friends that are like, hey, come hang out, come do this, and I had that boundaries. It's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I have to stay focused on this vision. Doesn't mean you can't ever enjoy yourself, but you have to be aware that one of the things that'll pull you back into the old vibration more than anything else is people. It's the people that you're around, because people that you're around influence you in a very powerful way. They influence your vibration, even just subconsciously. Even if they're like, oh, you can do whatever you want, blah, 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 but if they have subconscious beliefs as well, that through osmosis, through just literally their energy, you will feel that. And you'll find yourself maybe playing small. I know there's some people that I'm around that I almost feel insecure with shining, because I feel like it reflects back to them maybe that they're not where they want to be, and then I intentionally won't express something I'm excited about. You know, playing small because you don't want to make other people feel a certain way. And if you're around people like that, then guess what? You're holding your energy in. Doesn't mean you can't be around them sometimes, but it means that in general, you identify the vision of where you are to the vision of where you want to be, or where you want to be. And first off, be okay with where you are now. It's good enough. If you're resistant about it, you're trying to get somewhere else, then it's putting out chaotic energy, and it's actually keeping that reality intact. But for this, what I recommend is that you identify the vision for what you want to experience, and you just decide that's who you are now, and you develop boundaries. Boundaries with the kind of people you're around. Boundaries with the kind of activities that you do. If you have a vision, for example, of being a certain body weight and feeling a certain way, having a certain type of energy level, what you might do is you might look at that vision that you have and realize that that version of you, which by the way, all these versions of us already exist. You can use your imagination and connect to them. That version of you does not eat some type of sugary cereal. That version of you does not eat certain types of heavy foods and deep fried foods. That version of you has more boundaries than maybe the version of you that just is like, oh, it's whatever. So what you do is you identify that and you actually decide that you have those same boundaries. So for me, that was identified making daily videos. It was me having to say no sometimes to people wanting to hang out. It was me having to say no to complaining. I used to vent about my 9-to-5 job. Oh, to be here, it's so slow, all of these things. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna stop venting about it. I'm just start channeling my energy into what I'm really passionate about. So identify what that is for you. Maybe it's creating art. Maybe it's managing, maybe it's some other company you want to go try working for, or it's starting your own business, whatever it is. Develop the boundaries to put your energy in that direction. It's a huge missing part of the process, and it's okay. It's okay. You have to fill up your cup before you can fill up anyone else's or help or give it away anyways. So don't feel guilty for it. It's a natural part of the process. The more successful you become, the more boundaries you'll have. Doesn't mean you become rude or anything. It just means that you become aware of your own energy more so than anything else. Now, the second vibrational hack has to do, let me see it, what I write. Oh, so book and, okay, so this is a hack that I've used many times, and it just really does work. So falling into the old pattern, there's a certain momentum going. There's a certain way you're being that's been going on. Now, what I found to be extraordinarily powerful is immersing my thoughts with people that have already attained that which I aspire to be like. So your energy, whatever energy you are focused on, you are bringing into your energetic field. So if you are focused, for example, on some type of musical artist that maybe has a lot of resistance in their life and they promote maybe like more negative things, you're literally bringing parts of that vibration into your field, whether you're aware of it or not. We have an energetic field all the way around our body. Now what happens is if we're bringing that energy into our fields, we're becoming it as well. Now when you read certain books, when you watch certain movies, you take on certain characteristics. You become part of it. Even if, like for example, if somebody were to go and watch some type of like, what is those, the old shows like the repo, the car repossession shows or something like that. And you see people getting triggered like this and things getting taken away from people and all this stuff. If you were to go and watch those, you might not directly see it, but later on you may get triggered at something else somebody else does. You will literally emerge and become and have like you'll be more easily triggered. You may feel like someone's taking something away from you. Subconsciously it will affect you. That's why the boundaries is so important. But realize that you can hack this. You can find people that have already attained that which you want. If you want to own your own art gallery studio, literally go find somebody that has done it and talk to them and interact with them. And maybe offer to be an assistant for them once a week. Or read books of people that have done that. Or find out plans of how people did it. Or become part of a meetup group. You see, immerse yourself in the energy field of these people, whether it is virtual via videos. Like if I were to watch a lot of videos of Tony Robbins and what he does, because that's something that I aspire to do when I do live events, then I will bring some of that energy within myself. We all are reflections of each other. So in the same way, you can hack your own vibration by immersing your thoughts in the thoughts of someone through the medium of books, of seminars, of TV shows. So it's a hack that you can use. However, be aware of it and how you're using it. But I find that, some people go crazy with consuming personal development content. That can have a certain benefit, I think, but applying it has always been so much more powerful. But if your environment, you might say, well, I don't have like successful people around me. I don't have like people that can, I can be in their energy field and all this stuff, which by the way is a story. If you were to change that belief, you might find those people come into your life. But what you can do instead is you can read books. You can get books and there you go. Now you literally are inside someone's thought processes. You are able to like try it on and see what that's like. So that right there as well is a very powerful hack that I used in my own life. Now, the third vibrational hack that I want to share with you is the process of meditation. Now, when I talk about meditation, I have some guided meditations that I will link below. And the reason this is so powerful is because when you are able to give yourself permission to shift out of one identity into the new identity, and just know that's who you are now, that will change your life more than you can even imagine. And meditation is a way of vibrationally hacking the inside and knowing that that's who you are now and changing that story, because then you get to a very deep level of relaxation. You use certain visualization processes. And I actually had something else written down that I was going to talk about, but this just came to me because I was going through some of the videos the other day, the meditation videos, and the feedback from people is just beyond anything I could have imagined. People listen to some of these meditations and they will have certain things in their life after they meditate and they do it. Amazing things happen in their life. I've had one person that I actually met in person who used to, this is a true story, I would not lie about this, she was paralyzed and she was told by doctors she would never walk again because of a car accident she was in. She broke some like C4 or some type of bone, and they said she would never walk again. She listened to a meditation that was on it was a parallel reality shifting meditation. She listened to that meditation and claims that now she can walk because that meditation allowed her to change her story and then to be in the new reality where she can walk. And I met her and she had crutches, but she was walking. And it was at my buddy Victor's, he had a retreat, and I went and spoke at his retreat, and when I did, she went to the retreat because she said that she had a feeling that I might come and she wanted to thank me in person. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this so that you know, like, this is possible. This is possible to drop our old story and then to be in the vibration we prefer. And what I'll do is I will link that meditation below, but there have been many, just read the comments of these videos as well to see what's possible. Because then it also increases the belief that you can do it as well, that you can go through something similar. So that's something that you will see. in the top, the parallel reality meditation, I think is so powerful because you tell yourself an old story, and when you do that meditation, you literally walk into a parallel reality. And when you do that, you didn't have a new past. You change your story, you change your life, and you give yourself permission to be the way you prefer to be. Listen to that meditation for 21 days. I think it will profoundly change your life. I'll go ahead and link that meditation right at the top of the description box below. Plus, I'll pin it in the comment section as well. That's a way to very powerfully commit to it for 21 days and watch what happens. And read all the comments to see what's possible. And that will increase your belief and kind of increase your buy-in as well to what's possible. But in general, for your vibration and to not fall back into the old you, what's necessary is to develop those boundaries, to understand that up until this point you have a certain story you tell yourself about who you are that's been on autopilot. What you can do is just decide that that's not what you want to prefer to experience anymore. And what you do is you can then choose that this new me is who I am now. And part of my story is that everything led me up until this point now to where now I can make the shift. And then now that you do that, you can wire that in with meditation. For 21 days, listen to that parallel reality meditation and watch how your life changes. Read the comments. Don't take my word for it. Read the comments and see what's possible. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do me a favor and smash that like button if you like this video. And affirm that new you. You know what I mean? Other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.